And at the end of that truck, I told him, like, look, I don't know where you're from and what you're doing in Hawaii, but in Atlanta, people can die here. I'm first generation Cambodian American. Parents came from Cambodia. They're actual products of the genocide. My dad's side of the family, he lost everyone in his family besides his sister. We found his sister in the late 90s. My mother had 10 siblings. She actually lost 7 of them, so only 3 are remaining. So that was a difficult journey for them to get over here. My parents were strict. When I was in high school, I was pretty much on my own since I was like 15. I did graduate high school out of friend's house. Still made it a thing to graduate because if I didn't do anything in life, I was gonna graduate high school at least one accomplishment. After high school, I was trying to be an electrician. That didn't work out too well. I went back to my mom's house, got kicked out again. I was in school for IBEW, being an apprentice there. And then somehow things didn't work out. I felt like I lost everything. Got kicked out of school. I had to buy a car that was like, it was a 1987 Grand Prix. Barely working. I got it for like $700. As I was going to class, the car caught on fire. Well, the heater core went out. And then I went back to repair. I couldn't afford to get somebody to do it. I did it myself and ended up cracking the gas line and burnt the whole car down. And so I got kicked out of school because I couldn't get to work and couldn't get to school. I made some decisions, or I've seen some new opportunity that got me some quick money fast and regularly, and it kind of built an illegal career. But I was good at it, and I built a lot of relationships off it. But you know, everything good comes to an end. Actually, had to do some time, went away for a little bit, and got me to see life differently. You realize that time is precious and life is precious, and a lot of people take things for granted. Do you really want to live that way, or do you want to make a difference? And ever since I got out, the biggest thing I wanted to do is make as much of a difference in as many lives as possible before my time is over. And I didn't want to risk going back into that same route. So ever since, it's just been a constant grind, trying to find my path and trying to find which direction, or because I knew I was gonna be somebody great. I just didn't know how it would work out or what I'll end up doing. Finding a job, I finally got a job that actually paid well. We're doing metal refinishing. We actually did a lot of commercial properties here in Atlanta. I was there for about 7 years. It was great, but it was a lot of wear and tear on your body. And I realized that job, I need to make it a decision quick, or find a way out quick. But as I was there, I started pursuing my dreams. I always wanted this big lifted truck. I like to take photo shoots with the truck. At one photo shoot with my god kids, it was on like a farm, and I'm just curious. I'm really rough with the truck. I like to use the truck for a truck, even though it looks pretty. But we went down the trail and the path got narrow and the branches were just scraping up the truck. I couldn't really make a U-turn because it would make it worse. So I just had to follow it through. And by the time I got out, it was top to bottom scratched all the way down. Like it didn't even look like the same truck. But since we did refinishing, I did call around for some quotes from some reputable guys. I knew I wanted it done. I wanted it done correctly. They were just too expensive for me at the time. A good paint correction, it's up there in the thousands, and I knew I didn't have that type of money. And me and a coworker, Andrew, he was like, "We do metal refinishing for a living. So it's like, why can't we attempt this? Take the same concept, do some research on YouTube, and see how it goes." Well, we did it, and actually we were impressed. We could not tell there was any trace of a scratch on the truck, and it was aggressive. Everybody was like, my management team there, they was like, "What happened? What did you do? You just destroyed your truck." But after we were done, they're like, "Wow, yeah, great." And I took that as a sign to say, well, if I can do it on my truck, I can do it on a lot of other people's cars and make it a little bit affordable for those that might want it or need it. I attempted getting guidance and trying to get people, the right person to train me here locally so I can become better. And that didn't work out. I found another guy in Hawaii. He actually said he had 20 years experience in doing paint corrections and ceramic coatings. We agreed that we'll have him come down as long as we can book a certain amount of jobs, and he'll take a big percentage, which was really bad. It was horrible. We had damages on some of the customers' vehicles, and I'm yelling at him. I'm like, yo, you're supposed to teach me how to prevent these damages, not watch me do the damages. My last client with him, he had a brand new 2500 GMC Denali, beautiful red truck. You're supposed to mask and protect the unaffected areas, and we didn't have any tape. He did not once say you need tape. I was buffing on the hood, and we hit the chrome grill, and as soon as I barely touched it, it bubbled up. And I was like, bro, you watched me do this. Like, why didn't you stop me? Why didn't you? He's like, oh yeah, you're supposed to stay away from it. I said, it's too late now. And at the end of that truck, I told him, like, look, I don't know where you're from and what you're doing in Hawaii, but in Atlanta, people can die here. Like, people are very emotional, and I'm like, you're not gonna put me at risk. So I was like, that's it, we're done. I had a couple more jobs lined up for him, and I was like, nah, we're done. So I did some research, and Glossic kept popping up. I hit up Rich on Instagram. I said, hey, can you tell me a little bit more about, what the classes you're offering, the boot camp? Like, seems interested. I told him straight up from the first message. I said, I don't know why, but something's making me gravitate towards y'all. And I said, I just want to get a little bit more information because I don't want to get scammed. This is a lot of money. I don't have it, but I wanted to get more information. And honestly, I couldn't afford it really. I knew I wanted to go to that boot camp. He just sold me. I was like, I don't know why, but they're an actual shop. They have videos and pictures of everything they work on. They don't just work on average cars. They can work on average cars. They work on luxury cars, and they're capable of knowing the difference between, high and low end cars. And that was really important for me because I knew as good as I wanted to be able to handle that magnitude of luxury vehicles and knowing the differences between different paints. That helped wave my decision to say, hey, I'm going with Glossic. They actually taught me how to read the paint. We do a lot of that. You're trying to find a story of the paint without somebody telling you. And I think that's the best skill set that we got out of that. Just looking for sanding marks, seeing through the clear coat to the paint, to the metal, and learning how to gauge it, how to see how thick it is, and how it reacts to like a magnet. If it's Bondo, it's not gonna be magnetized. When I left the boot camp, it just gave me, it's like, hey, I'm an expert now. There's no rookie, there's no amateur, there's no intermediate. It's full on expert. And Rich stresses that you gotta be the expert in your craft. Nobody wants to go to a amateur. Like, if you don't know what you're talking about, nobody's gonna shop with you. The hardest part was learning business and learning marketing. Like, he can tell you how to market, but you gotta figure it out. How you wanna do it. There's a lot of people actually, have the mindset you want to be a professional as possible. And I tried that. It didn't work. A good friend of mine said, why are you struggling to find people? You're a people person. People love you. And like, why don't you use what people like about you and love about you, incorporate it into your business? And he was like, just be who you are. And that was the biggest game changer. It's been a long journey. We're so blessed to be where we're at. I definitely couldn't do it without Glossic. We really love our shop how it is now. It's discreet, gives our high-end clients a sense of privacy. That's why we don't publish our address out there. Just in the world we live in, it's just protecting us and our clients. I love our little shop. It feels like a little boutique type of vibe. And I think we're just setting our own trends, and Gloss has been behind it. Rich and the whole company, their whole staff is behind us 100%. They're calling me, emailing me, hey man, can we get some more merch? So it's definitely been a blessing, and to be a fruit from Glossy on the East Coast is definitely a blessing in itself.
Over the last 4 years, we've partnered with Glossit to show off some of their amazing detailing products, give you some great deals, and show how much they can transform any car. But did you know that Glossit University is also one of the most amazing online resources for education, mentorship, and coaching for whatever your business is in the detailing space? Whether you do paint correction, ceramic coating, PPF, wraps, anything like that, they can take your business to the next level. And right now, they're offering free 15-minute phone consultations where you can schedule at the link in the description below. Tell them about your goals, tell them about your business, about yourself, and really where you want to get to, and they'll show you if they're online courses, they're in-person classes where I'll actually be in their August class, or they're one-on-one or group mentorship programs with Rich Light from Glossit. It's an awesome way to take your business to that next level. So set up your phone consultation now, talk to them about where you're at today, and they'll tell you where you could be tomorrow.